Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here at the International Conference on Advanced Science, Engineering, and Innovation 2025 today. My name is Noor, paper ID 046-092, and I am presenting this research together with RUSDI USMAN LATIEF and SYARIF BURHANUDDin from the Department of Civil Engineering, Hasanuddin University. Today, I would like to share with you our study title, Analysis of Risk Identification that Affect Precast Concrete Companies in Indonesia. Let me explain the introduction of your research. First, the precast concrete industry is an important part of construction in Indonesia. But this industry has many risks because there is a lot of uncertainty. Second, right now, the supply is more than the demand. This makes it harder for companies to run well and affect the performance. That's to make companies with better, the business plan must include risk management. And last, companies must know what risk they face. This helps them plan better and avoid big problems in the future. Let me explain the problem, objective, and benefit of this research. First, the problem formulated is, what are the risks faced by precast concrete manufacturing companies in Indonesia? In this study, we want to know what kind of risks these companies are dealing with. Second, the objective of this research is to identify and analyze those risks. By doing this, we can understand where the problems are and how big the impact is. Finally, the benefit of the research is to help companies evaluate their business strategies against risk. This is important to make sure the company can continue to grow and stay strong in the future. Now, I will explain the risk and risk management. First, what is risk? Risk means the chance that something will not go as planned. It can bring more problems and opportunities. Risk also means a situation where there is a chain of loss. We need to understand risk so we can control and manage it better. Second, what is risk management? Risk management is how we handle uncertainty in a structured way. It helps us reduce bad effects and make better decisions. This process helps companies manage risk in a clear and organized way. Now, I will explain about precast concrete. Precast concrete is a way to make concrete part in a factory. The concrete is made and becomes strong before it is brought to the construction site. There are some advantages of precast concrete. 1. Easier and faster implementation of work. 2. Construction quality is more controlled and guaranteed, resulting in a more optimal structure strength. And third, able to reduce construction costs so that costs are more efficient. In general, the industrial means of the activity of making product or service using machine and equipment as said by Sudaryanto 2010. Next, I will explain two methods used in the research. We use a method called FMEA, which stands for failure mode and effect analysis. This method helps us to find, reduce, and avoid risk of failure in the detailed way, as explained by Carlson 2012. Then we use something called RPN, risk priority number. This is used to give each risk a value, so we know which risks are the most serious and need quick action. For the data source, we use three main ways: literature review, by reading and studying previous research; observation, by directly seeing what happened in the field. was group discussion by management inti from more Indonesia company. This is slide show the flowchart of the business process in precast concrete production. The process is divided into 4 main stages. 1. Pre-process. Step 1 to 5 are related to administrative and start with question request followed by contract review, price offering, negotiation, and with procurement and contractioning. 2. Preparation. Step 6 to 10 are preparation step before production. They include production request, planning, material, supply, inspection, and preparation for casting. 3. Production. Step 11 to 70 are the actual production process. Enforcement and stressing are done first, followed by casting compaction, curing, demolding, and final product quality check. 4. Post-production. Step 80 to 23. Cover handling of the finished product. After the product is moved to the stockyard, it is delivered to the customer. Then customer satisfaction is evaluated, followed by engagement and payment. This flowchart helps us understanding the full cycle of precast concrete production, from the first request to the final payment. On this slide, I will explain how we assess risk using the FMEA method. We use 3 main scores. 1. Severity. This shows how bad the effect is if a failure happens. If it affects the work a lot, the score is high. If it doesn't affect much, the score is low. 2. Occurrence. This shows how often the failure might happen. If it happens very often, the score is high. If it rarely happens, the score is low. 3. Detection. This is how easy it is to find the problem before it happens. If it's very hard to detect, the score is high. If it's easy to detect, the score is low. Then we multiply these 3 scores as time O, time T is rise priority number RPN. A high RPN means we need to pay more attention to that risk. After identifying the business process and activities, we continued by determining the failure mode. Then we calculate the value of severity, occurrence, and detection. Based on this value, we were able to calculate the risk priority number. Here is the RPN calculation for the business process in a precast concrete company in Indonesia. For example, in failure mode number 1, this is market and competition risk because supply is higher than demand. So prices are not attractive and cause a loss of competitiveness. The related business process is quotation with an RPN value of 208. In total, we have analyzed and calculated 32 failure modes. In this conclusion slide, I will summarize the 3 main risks that have the highest risk priority number of RPN. These are the top risks that need the most attention. First, there is a market and competition risk. This happens when supply is more than demand, so price go down. As a result, the company becomes less competitive. Second, we have political and macroeconomic risks. This is related to change in the economy and government regulation. Sometimes a project has to stop because of new rule, which can reduce company profit and cause financial loss. That is the risk of uncompetitive bidding. This happens when the offer or bid doesn't meet the customer's need because of missing or unclear information about the schedule of volume. This can lead to losing the project or even losing the client. So they are the three most critical risks, and they should be followed up to prevent bigger problem. Thank you very much.